Thanks for joining us at LifePointe today. Today I have Kristi with me. She's going to help demonstrate some of the poses that we're doing and make modifications if we need to. And so I just invite you to bring along a block if you have one at home, a blanket if you need. If you find that some of these poses are a little uncomfortable and maybe you need to raise your hips, you can certainly sit up on a block. So that would just help raise your hips here and your pelvis to make that more accessible. If you have difficulty with crossing your legs, you can just sit with an easy pose or with your legs extended. So with that, let's just find a comfortable seat, whatever that is for you, and close your eyes. Bring your hands palm to palm at heart center and begin to settle in and find how you're feeling, checking in with the body, checking in with the mood. Feel the flesh of the right hand against the left. And bring your awareness to your breath. Noticing the quality, the length of the inhale and the exhale. And noticing the abdomen as it raises. It expands on the inhale. Soften the shoulders and lengthen tall through the spine as if there's a string pulling at the center of your head. Taking the time to notice. And then slowly let the hands come down and bring your hands to your knees. And let's take our hands up and inhale all the way up to center. And exhale all the way down to the floor, nice and easy, no rush. Inhaling, palms all the way up. Enjoying the journey. And one more time, inhaling, arms come all the way up, overhead. And exhale, release. And then we're going to take our left hand to the right and bringing your right arm up to the ceiling and really lengthen through the spine. And as you twist over to the right, let your hand come down behind you. And with that hand behind, you can kind of use that as a kickstand to help push your spine up nice and tall. And your gaze comes over to the right. Belly is tucked in, navel towards the spine. And then gently inhale, our right arm comes up again. And untwist, unfold all the way to the center. And just notice how the right side of your body is feeling, the openness that it is starting to feel. Maybe you have a tingling sensation, just opening up that right side body. And then let's inhale, left arm comes up. The right hand goes over to the left knee. And then twist over, looking towards the left, and then letting your left hand come down to the floor. And again, just have your fingertips. You could use a block if you wanted to put behind you to really help Elongate the spine. Soften the jaw. Notice the twisting feeling in the side body, and lower that left shoulder down. And then gently exhale back towards center. And then next we're going to come up to our hands and knees position. So a tabletop position. And we're going to walk our hands, spreading our fingers wide. Our index fingers are going to be pointed towards the top of the mat. And then just walk your knees out just a little bit. If you have sensitive knees, you can certainly use a padding. You can roll the side of your mat to pad your knee. And then we're going to curl our toes under. And on the exhale, we're going to just let our hips come back down towards the heels. And let the head or the forehead come down onto the mat. And here again, for a modification, if you'd like, you could use a block for your head, your forehead, just to rest on. Just know that there's no forcing here. Just come to your edge, whatever your edge may be, and breathe, letting the spine feel nice and long, the hips are heavy. Take a couple more breaths in here. Just notice the big expansion of the ribs on that inhale, and the pulling in at the very bottom of the ribs on the exhale, finding space here in the abdomen. And then slowly let's roll back up to tabletop, walking our hands back underneath the shoulders. We're going to do a cat-cow here, so we're going to inhale, looking up towards cow, and exhaling, pulling the pelvis forward as you arch the back. And inhale to rise. And exhale to round. A couple more times here. Inhaling to rise. And exhaling to round. One more time, inhale. And exhale to round. And then we're going to go ahead and lay on our backs at this time. If you want, you can have a blanket for your head. It's totally up to you, whatever your comfort is. So gently lie down. And our arms are going to be in a goalpost position here. Our knees are going to be bent. Our feet are about hip width apart. And just notice how the shoulder blades are flattening out on the mat. Notice the weight of your head. And then gently spread your fingers wide and press your shoulders down and your elbows down into the earth. Just a nice gentle pressing against the floor, the elbows. and then relax. Now we're going to interlace our fingers underneath our head and do the same thing. We're just going to gently press those elbows into the earth, feeling a little pressure in the joint space of the shoulders here. And release. And then we're going to do a couple of sit-ups, so kind of a yogi kind of sit-ups here. So on the next exhale, we're gently going to just lift the head and come up just a little bit here, peeling that navel into the spine, and exhale, release. And then on the neck, take a nice deep inhale, and on the exhale, pull up towards center, and exhale, slowly down. Press your elbows against the floor, widen through the collarbones, lift the chest, and then exhale one more time towards center, and release back down towards the floor. Now take your arms down along each side, stretch your legs out long, and just feel how your body feels in this moment. Just notice. Notice the pulsating of the blood flow in your body. Let the bones be heavy. And then slowly go ahead and take both knees to bend back up. We're going to take our arms out wide, and then we're going to cross our left leg over our right, and we're going to lift those hips up and just bump them over to the left a little bit, and then gently take our knees over to the right. And if you want, you could have a block or a cushion over to the side. Or if you have a lot of range of motion, you can just let them drop over to the right. The gaze can be up towards the ceiling, or if you'd like, you can take your gaze to the left, opposite of the knees. Let your left arm be super heavy here. And notice the nice gentle twisting in that left side body. And then slowly squeeze your thighs together. Tuck your navel in towards the spine and gently bring those knees back up to center. Go ahead and get those hips centered back on the mat and uncross. And we're going to do the other side here. So right thigh crosses over left. We're going to lift the hips up a little bit and just bump them over to the right a little bit. And then gently let those knees come down to the left in front of you. And again here, if you want, you could have a block here to help pad the space here on whatever position you might need here. And then you can walk that left shoulder blade nice and long. Your arm is outstretched, your left arm, and let that right arm be nice and heavy. Dropping that right shoulder. And it's perfectly acceptable to have your gaze be just at the sky. Or if you'd like, you can take For a little extra stretch, you can turn your gaze to the arm behind you. And just feel the side body stretching here. Let the breath continue to be smooth. Even though we're in a twisted position here, the breath continues to be continuous and full. And then slowly squeeze those thighs together. Firm up that abdomen. And then slowly bring the knees up towards the sky, centering those hips, lifting up and centering, and then uncross the legs here. Gently stretch each leg out one at a time. Arms come down along the side. And just for about 10-20 seconds here, just feel and notice. Notice any shifts that have occurred already in the body. Notice the breath. Soften through the neck and the throat. Let the tongue be relaxed. And then slowly bring, again, we're going to take our heels up towards our buttocks. And we're going to cross our left ankle over the right knee, kind of coming into that figure 4 pose. And then gently you can reach through underneath, interlace the fingers behind that right knee, and then gently pull that whole configuration towards your body, towards your head here. And let the shoulder, the collarbones be wide here. Again, softening the throat. And just come to the edge here. And just to give this a different feel, you could take that whole configuration over to the right just a couple inches, and feel a real nice stretch here in that outer left hip. Feel that? And exhale back to center, and then release that configuration. Taking the right ankle over the left knee, and then reaching through behind the left thigh. Let's put a little flexion in that right foot. And breathe. And then slowly release, let that come down, uncross, lengthen out through the legs. And now we're going to interlace our fingers here again together, and exhale, extending our arms long, fingers towards the sky, flexing the feet a lot here. Reaching those heels away from your body. Take a nice deep inhale, and on the exhale, we're going to let those arms come behind us. Now, if you don't have a lot of flexibility here in the shoulders, it's okay just to stop wherever that edge is. Otherwise, if you do have the range of motion, you can certainly let those arms come all the way down. Reaching feet and hands away from one another, and squeeze the lower ribs in. Don't let them flare up too much here. And find your breath. And slowly let those arms come back up to the ceiling. Bend the elbows into the chest. The hands come into the chest, and then exhale back up to the sky. And then gently bring that back in towards the heart center and release. Now we're going to take our left arm above our head and bend our right knee. We're going to roll over to our left side here. And if you do have a block, you could use that for your head here, which is a nice option. And we're going to stretch ourselves long. So the right leg is going to be on top of the left. And we're just going to really reach our side body long, the underside of our left side long, and then reach long through that arm. And you can use your arm for a pillow, or you can use the block, whatever you'd like here. And we're going to again flex both feet. So especially the top leg is going to be pushing towards the opposite wall. And you're going to lift your right arm on the inhale, and then exhale all the way down. You can take your left hand, your left fingers, and attach them to your right forearm, and then gently extend to pull and really get a lot of space here into that right hip, the lower body, and the upper body coming away from one another. And then slowly release that. Let's bend both knees in front, so legs are stacked. And we're going to go into another side twist here. So inhaling, right arm comes up all the way to the center. And then if you'd like, you can stay here, or if you want, you can go ahead and release that all the way behind you. And here again, if you had a pillow or a cushion, you could have that behind you to rest your arm. And if you want to take a little bit further here, you can take your gaze over to the right, towards the right fingertips. And then slowly inhale all the way up and back down. And then gently roll yourself onto your back again. And we'll go to the other side. So yes, there is another side. So again, we're just really stretching that underside body long on your mat. Your left arm out in front. The top leg is flexed. Your foot is flexed on the top. And go ahead and extend through the heel a lot. And then you can raise your left arm, take your right hand and really just stretch and pull through the forearm and the wrist. Feel a nice long stretch. And breathe. And then slowly bring your knees to perpendicular to your body.
Left arm comes out in front. Your head is continuing to rest on your arm, or again, you could use the block. On the next inhale, just bring the hand up to the sky, reaching, and then slowly come back to wherever your edge is. And feel a nice twisting of the side body, the armpit. And then when you're ready, go ahead and bring that left arm back up towards the sky. Exhale to release. And then we're going to come back on our backs. Just letting our body find the space wherever it wants to land. Try not to manipulate, move where you think it needs to be moved. Just fall into the space on the mat. You can close your eyes. And just feel. Let the forehead become smooth. The skin around the eyes completely smooth and relaxed. Noticing the rise and the fall of the belly. So you could certainly take this time to be longer. You could push pause at home. Take all the time you need here for Shavasana. But for the sake of time here, we're going to go ahead and come out of Shavasana. We're going to take that left heel up, and then slowly take my hips to the right. Let the left knee come over. And actually, let's just bring both of our knees to center and pause here. And on the next exhale, let that top leg come along, and then using your arm strength, push yourself up, gently letting your head come up last, and come to a comfortable seated position, whatever that may be for you. Thank you so much for being here with us. I hope you have a wonderful day. Let's bring our hands together at heart center. The light in me recognizes the light in you. Namaste.